Welcome back to Clipping In with Nick Scortino. So this week, I understand it's been a little while since I've recorded. I've been a little busy, a little preoccupied with school and a couple other things, just the whole nine yards. School and just really working out at this point. Yeah, so it's been a little while. I've actually been able to I've hit a couple I've hit another milestone. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I've taken a couple other live classes um since the last episode that I've recorded. And we'll talk a little bit about that, talk a little bit more about some of the music that I've been listening to that this week that's been getting me through just about anything that, you know, might happen with me in terms of, if I start overthinking things or, I'm just need to, kind of vibe out and chill out and, you know, go to a different world while listening to certain music, but we'll definitely dive into some of that. We'll dive into some of the progress that I've made myself, as a whole. And yeah, so, I think we should just get started. So pretty much, last couple weeks, I think the last episode I recorded was September 30th. So obviously it's almost been a month. So since then, um, I have taken a couple classes in person. I've taken a Hidden Hills ride with Ali Love. I forget I forget the exact dates, but I've taken class that I love. I took a 2000s class with Hannah Corbin. Those were in the same week. One was on Thursday, the other one was on Saturday. So it was a pretty eventful week. Um, but it was a whole lot of fun. It was my first time in person with both of those instructors. So it was a nice, you know, experience because it was different, and I had never experienced them in person. I've taken a whole bunch of their classes online on Peloton, but it was a lot of fun to see them in person and see how the classes go in person because that's the one thing with Peloton that I really do enjoy the most is I'm really a big fan of going to classes live. I think it's just a great experience. It's so much fun. You get to meet the instructors afterwards. You get to talk to them for a couple minutes. It's always fun too, and share your story and how they might have helped you or impacted you. And it's just a great overall experience that I think is a whole lot of fun to do. So if you haven't done that, highly recommend it. And so the other classes that I have taken are a 30-minute Rodrigo y Gabriela ride with Kendall, and that was on a Wednesday. That one, there's a whole story with NJ Transit because I thought I was going to be late because it was at basically during rush hour during the week. So thought I was going to be late. Turns out I made it there on time and got there no issues and had a blast. I had never listened to Rodrigo y Gabriela, and so it was quite interesting to take a class based off of an artist I've never listened to, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the music. It was cool to kind of get a different experience listening to their music. So, but and then the final class, which was a milestone for me, was last Friday. Yeah, last Friday, this past Friday, I was in the city again for a live class taking it was Olivia Amato's 30-minute Hidden Hills ride, and that was coincidentally my 600th cycle class. So yeah, I hit the big 600. I was very excited to do that. I have just been grinding a whole lot to make sure I made that class my milestone, and it was good. It was a fun class. I enjoyed it. It was, I got a nice little shout out in the during the class. Um, but yeah, I love doing these live classes so much, and it's nice for me because I'm not super far away from New York City, so it's not a terrible commute. It's only like an hour or so by public transportation. I usually take the train, so it's never really supposed to be an issue unless NJ Transit decides to screw me over, which has happened before. But yeah, so I've done that, and it was a whole lot of fun. Really enjoyed doing that, and it was really nice to be there for number 600 because that's a huge milestone. I'm now officially, well, I'm technically less than 400 away from the big 1,000, but yeah, right now we're just grinding along, chipping away, taking these classes, doing everything I possibly can to you know hit more milestones and basically just have fun. And the other thing too that I participated in this past weekend was Pelofondo, which is basically just like you choose a goal that you want to ride a certain amount of miles on Saturday and Sunday, and you go and do it. And I had picked 40. I was a part of the Never Knocked Out Crew's Pelofondo team, so it was my first one. It was a lot of fun, and I'd picked 40 miles, and I ended up doing 50. I pushed myself on Sunday, which sucked because I had played 5 hours of golf that that same day, and somehow found the time to push myself to add the extra 10 miles and do 50 instead of 40. And that was a whole lot of fun. I enjoyed that, doing that. Just a different experience, something different to do, to break up the doing the same thing over and over again. So a whole lot of fun with that. And yeah, so now in terms of live classes I have booked for the future, I was officially taken off the wait list for a class on November 6th, which is a 30-minute class with Kendall. And I have another class with Kendall, which is, I think, 30 minutes and a 15-minute class on November 26th. So we shall see what classes those are. I don't know yet. And I'm excited to go back. But yeah, so that was a whole lot of fun. Now kind of transitioning over to more of my journey, and what has kind of happened so far is the one thing I have never really noticed with myself is how big my clothes were. Well, now they are, but how big the clothes I was buying are, because there's certain clothing items that I put on that are like dresses on me. Like, I put a sweatshirt on the other day that was a triple XL, and it was like almost down to my knees. So that's one thing that sucks, is I have to buy new clothes now, because I go to American Eagle and buy myself new pairs of jeans, because now with the weather starting to get cold, I don't have jeans. And I kind of need those. I kind of need pants. So I had to go buy a pair. And I got to invest in a new belt now, too, because I bought myself 2 new belts a couple months ago, obviously, and they don't fit me. But yeah, there's a whole lot of things I gotta get done now, with in terms of the clothes that I wear and clothes that I buy, because now I don't really know what size I am, and it's kind of a bitch. I'm not gonna lie, but it's a great thing to have. It just sucks because I like the clothes that I have. I like the clothes that I wear, and some of them, are a little bit bigger than they should be, but you know that happens. I prefer my clothes to be a little bit baggier anyway. Just, that's just my style. I'm not big into skin tight clothing. So, I mean, obviously you all have seen the way that I look. Skin tight clothing does not suit me very well. So, I'm all aboard the baggy clothes train, and it is working out in my favor so far, but you know, gotta keep going, gotta keep grinding, and keep doing it. The other thing that I never fully factored into all of this is, I for one of my neighbors, I end up doing I'm Santa Claus, so I have like a whole Santa suit and everything, and I never really had to worry about having a fat suit because I was always fat enough to be Santa Claus, and now I had to purchase one because Santa Claus currently has his summer body, and not his winter body. So that's a terrible joke. I apologize for that, but yeah, we had to buy a fat suit for me to be Santa Claus because I don't look like I used to anymore, and it's just it's funny. It's funny and it's funny and it's good at the same time. I'm just happy that it's I'm really starting to show these types of results. Especially too because October 20th was officially 8 months into this, and I'm still around the 230 range, so I'm still around 60 pounds. So it's fluctuated a little bit. I fell off a little bit in terms of eating, but I've been getting a lot better. And now the other thing too with eating wise is, if I work out and I know I'm going to work out, I'm not like stressing about what I'm eating as much anymore. I know I should, but a lot of it is just, if I want to go have, um, you know, some dessert or, nothing like too crazy, but just some, maybe like a piece of cake or something like that. I don't like feel terrible about eating that. And I think that is becoming a bigger thing with me now too, because I was such a stickler for what I would eat and how many calories and all this. And I'm still watching calories, still doing the best I can to watch the calories. Because that's the biggest thing for me that's helped me the most. And to do that, uh, to be able to do that consistently is just a great thing trait to have for this. So, um, but yeah, that's one of the big things for me that I've been able to do so well, to get myself down to this point. But I definitely need to improve a little bit more if I want to continue to shed some more weight, which is definitely going to happen. Like I've said, I don't really have a goal. I just, for once, want to be healthy because I was not, and it was very, very apparent. And you know, it is what it is. But I'm just thankful that I've been able to pretty much evolve my lifestyle and evolve myself into really switching up everything that I used to do to help better myself, which in my opinion is the biggest thing that you can do for yourself to help yourself. And when you learn that, it is a whole game changer. The biggest thing for me was I never really I'm not, you know, a super big drinker, and I never have been really my entire life. And you know, to be able for me to be able to basically just say, "Screw this, I'm not doing it anymore," is big for me. And I've I've never felt better. I haven't had I haven't had alcohol in a while, and I've never felt better. I'm not snacking on, you know, whole bowls of microwavable popcorn and um you know, Cheetos, Funyuns, Doritos, all that stuff. I'm not eating all that stuff. I still have potato chips here and there with my lunch, but I don't pour like I used to pour like half a plate of chips with my sandwiches because I love to have potato chips. But um, you know, just doing all that and now really looking and seeing the results of all of it, it's still setting into me because people keep coming up to me saying how great I look and everything. And I still don't know how to process it because it's such a foreign territory for me because I never thought it was possible. I never thought it was possible. I tried couple times to do this and I was never motivated, could never do it. And all it took for was this fantastic platform called Peloton to help me realize that. And I'm so thankful and grateful for all of the different instructors and this platform that's helped me so much through so much. And it's just, it's great. I love it. I still do it every day. And, it's just one of those things that I've added to my daily routine that I gotta do it no matter what time, I gotta do it. Today I worked out at uh started working out at like 10 o'clock. I was done by 11:40. So did that. But yeah, so once again, this is something that I've probably stated a whole bunch, but this device and platform will help you so much if you really want to make a change. And I can't recommend it enough to anyone and everyone. People ask me all the time, like, how do you do it? I'm like, I get on, I clip my shoes in, and I find a class that I want to take. And it's just, a lot of the times it's based off of what music I feel like working out to. Half the time it's hip hop, pop punk, rock. Those are really the big ones that I use a lot. And yeah, it's all I do. And then I do it and I have fun because I'm just jamming out the playlists or music that I enjoy listening to and working out to, and it works out tremendously. The other thing that I've noticed with myself, when you do the 10-minute arms and lightweight weights after each class for a while, or after each workout for a while, you really start to see differences. I never realized it, and then I flexed my arms the other day, and I was like, "Holy shit, I have like legitimate like muscles here with that I never knew existed." I was like blown away because I never thought that these classes really did too much because I was like, "Hey, it's 10 minutes. I throw it on just to work my arms out a little bit, nothing too crazy." And I was like, "Oh my god, this is real. This is insane." So, yeah, I highly recommend if you wanna tone out your arms and, get some definition in your arms and build some muscle there, even though it's only like I use 3 weight, 3 weight pound, or not 3, 2 3-pound weights. I don't know why screwed that up terribly as much as I did. 2 3-pound weights to work out for 10 minutes doing, biceps, triceps, back, shoulders, um, all that stuff. And it really, really does help. And I'm not kidding. It helps a lot when you do it consistently for a couple months. So like I've been doing that probably for, I want to say, 4 months, 4 months. So to see that happen is just absolutely mind. It blows my mind to think that that's had a big impact. I mean, obviously doing strength classes with other weights, like I do strength classes with 20-pound and 15-pound weights every once in a while. Not every once in a while. I try to do it a couple times a week. Um, but yeah, that's the one, like, that thing that helps out tremendously too. And it's just, it's great to add in that type of stuff to your workouts, as I've said before. And yeah, um, I just never realized it. It was crazy because I was like, you know, looking at myself in a mirror, and I don't. It's gonna sound so stupid, but I don't even recognize the person I am anymore because I can't get over the fact as to how I've done it all, really. And um just how much it's helped change my lifestyle and change my mentality, change everything. I'm like a brand new person, really. I, you know, if you told me 10 years ago that this is what I'd be doing, wouldn't believe you one bit. Wouldn't believe you one bit. Would basically tell you to like, this is a sick joke, because I didn't want to do it then and neglected it for many years after that. And, all it really takes is for you to stop neglecting and start doing. And God, is it fun to do this? So, yeah. It's just it's it's great. I, you know, I love it. Have a lot of fun doing it, and it has pretty much I'll be honest, I think it has genuinely saved my life, because the road I was going down and the road that I was on was awful for myself, mentally and physically, and now I was able to divert myself on this path to something better and something a little bit brighter and healthier and more positive, and it has helped tremendously. So you just have to find the right motivation and the right um, factors that you want to change. And once you can do that, it all becomes so much better and you feel so much better. And that's all that matters. So now we're going to transition to what the newest segment, which is, what am I listening to? So pretty much, it hasn't really changed too much. It's still a whole lot of pop punk, hip hop, but the only difference is, obviously, the newest Blink 182 album's out. If you have not listened to it, go listen to it. It has such great songs on it. Obviously, I stated last week, One More Time, the title track, hits like a sack of bricks. Such a great song to listen to give you a different perspective on, if you're feeling a certain type of way. It can help tremendously. I've been listening to that song still. My other favorite songs on it are Anthem Part 3, primarily because I'm a big Anthem Part 2 fan off of Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. That song is fantastic, and it was the opener for their tour that they just did. And Anthem Part 3 doesn't disappoint. Terrified is a great song. When We Were Young. Blink Wave is without a doubt my favorite song. Other Side is also good too. Turpentine. The whole album's good. I highly recommend you sit down and take a listen to it. It is such a great listen, and that's been in my rotation. I've been listening to it front to back, back to front, skipping around, doing whatever since it came out, and it is so good. And such words, they outdid themselves on that album. Another two songs that I've been listening to a little bit more in my rotation have been Riptide and Might Love Myself by Beartooth. Just changing up the pace, different band, different types of songs. Those are two good songs from them. I've really enjoyed them. And then this last week, it's just been a whole lot of Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi is one of my favorite rap artists. I mean, Logic is the first one for me, but Kid Cudi is definitely in my top three in terms of rap artists. So I've been listening to his song "Love," which is a fantastic song. It's got a great message in it too. So been listening to that. Been listening to Soundtrack to My Life, one of my favorite songs by him, Pursuit of Happiness. Surfing featuring Pharrell, another great song too. Mr. Rager. The list can go on and on for Kid Cudi. I love Kid Cudi. I love his music and the messages he tries to bring in his music. It helps out a lot. Helps me out. I just enjoy listening to them, and I I there's no words to describe the impact that his songs do have in my life. So yeah, Man on the Moon, fantastic album. That whole trilogy is great too. To if you have not given it a listen, I highly recommend it. And yeah, so we're gonna close out this show with just kind of how little update on what has been going on this month so far for Peloton. So far, I have now reached over 1,000 classes taken on Peloton's platform. I have taken 621 cycling classes, 170 stretching, 128 strength, and 91 cardio and 2 yoga. So I plan on doing a little bit more, obviously yoga, cardio, strength classes, and obviously stretching. I need to do more stretching regardless. But yeah, that's total classes I've taken on the Peloton platform. Just in the month of October, I've taken 105 cycling classes, 21 stretching, 14 strength. I have not taken any cardio or anything just because I've been pushing myself on the bike. I've burned over 24,000 calories. My total output has been 15,733. My total time working out has been 27 hours and 34 minutes, and I'm currently sitting at 470 miles on the bike. So, yep, pretty big on that. And then obviously, I stated I hit 600 rides, and today I just hit my 36th, started my 36th week straight on the platform. So I'm happy about that. Continuing to, grind, do whatever, and yeah. So I think that pretty much wraps up everything that I wanted to talk about in this episode, get everything out. And yeah, so thank you all for tuning in and listening. Big change for next time I record is that we're going to start doing a live show for this, and for my Devil's podcast, I'm going to start doing more live content to help out and be able to interact with you guys. I think that's one of the biggest things that I want to do is be able to interact with the communities, and I think it'll help with it'll help me overall just interact with different people and get different people's perspectives on this. And I'm very excited about that. That'll probably happen next week or the week after, but yeah. So thank you all for listening, and don't forget to lock in to clock in.